Okay.
Never come see it.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Great to have you watching. So we have Johnny Morton talking. Welcome to the Howth Spirituality channel. We're just going to kick off with some questions and hear a bit about how Johnny understands spirituality for himself. So Johnny, if
Hi,
it's okay,
Simon.
just to start. Hi there.
Yeah.
Yeah, could you maybe start by saying a little bit about what you understand spirituality to mean?
For me, it's about simply a relationship with someone, another person, who happens to be a God person, but it also incorporates all our relationships. Once you're planted, or you're sort of in that person in the vine sort of way. You're a branch of that person of God. You're somehow an extension, or you're available to God in your relationships.
So you have a relationship with this God person, or you work on
Yeah.
one, or does that need tending to? What does it need, that relationship?
Yeah, it needs prayer,
Okay.
which is just a connecting and a spending time with that person, just in the same manner that you'd spend time with friends or family or spouses.
Okay.
It's just simply that spending time together.
With this God person, did you say that God person?
God person.
Or what word would you use? Do you say with God?
I'd say person, because the similarity of the natural relationship of one human to another, it's that easy and it's that familiar, and for me it's just that normal and natural.
Okay.
It's not something distant or far away, it's something very close and normal.
Okay.
I'd say is the word.
So you find it useful to use that word because it fits and it describes how close and easy and normal it feels to you.
Yeah, it's just this easygoing relationship with somebody.
Okay. To someone maybe like myself who maybe doesn't have a relationship like that, my understanding of a relationship very much is a sort of a two-way thing. So I'm a bit, I find it kind of hard to imagine. How does that work? The two-way aspect of that relationship with the God person.
Well, you get a sense of the person. You're not alone, it's a two-way thing, so you get a sense of the person, and perhaps how close they are at a certain time, or how they're feeling, or what they're giving to you, or what you're perhaps being open to under certain circumstances.
Can you say a bit more about getting a sense of them? Where do you get the sense? How do you get the sense?
You just come into their presence, really.
How do you know that you come into their presence? What if that happened to me? How would I be likely to know that? Or
because it's just the same as a human to human relationship. You just, when you're talking to someone, you can feel their essence and their person. It's just that in a purely spiritual sense, which is a lot of what normal relationships are anyway. I think it's just you can't physically see the person, but you absolutely have the sense of the person and their being, or their being there.
Okay.
They're with you. And
okay. So the God person then that you have your relationship with, how does that relate to, say, Christianity or whatever kind of brand of Christianity that appeals to you? That
for Christianity, for me, the God person is the Christ, Jesus. So he's just that person who I'm relating to. You'd say he's my friend.
So it's Jesus Christ, the historical figure.
Yes.
Who that is your God person.
Yes.
And are there other, say, is Mary, is that a God person for you, or
Mary is the mother person for me.
Is that another type of God person, or are you in relationship with her too, or?
Yeah, I'm in a relationship with her as my mother, and I normally have more a sense of Mary than God as such. And if I'm sort of faithful in spending time with her and being attentive to her, I tend to come feel more of a relationship and more of a closeness to Christ. And for me, it's the easiest way to come close to God is through my relationship with her. It's like she brings you into his presence somehow. But I'm normally much more aware of her than God.
Okay.
And he's more hidden from me most of the time, whereas she is much less hidden.
Do you have any idea why that is?
I don't really. I think it's the way it's supposed to be. It's just a natural familial way of God's family, how it works. That often he hides himself. I think in a way it's the divinity is so beautiful and so extraordinary that if he showed himself too much, you'd almost be too much out of it.
You
to
mean
live
you
the
wouldn't?
normal life on earth.
Okay.
So Mary is
so
less so.
It's a kind of a coded way of experiencing the divinity, so that you're not blown away too much.
Yeah,
so
I
you can
think so.
remain on the earth and be in the everyday.
Yeah, so you won't get maybe carried away, or you won't think you're too special. Maybe you won't get proud.
Is that something that's happened to you? Are you familiar with being overexposed to divinity and feeling maybe it's not been positive?
I'm just really guessing that that's maybe why it happens like that. But I find with Mary, she's more constant in my awareness than Christ is. But then sometimes she seems to just go, and I can't have a sense of her or
What's
feel
that like
her.
for you when she seems to go?
Well, I miss her a lot because I have a closeness with her, and she's the best thing in my life. So when I don't have a sense for her, or I can't seem to find her, even if I'm praying, she might remain absent for some reason and not present herself.
So you miss her. It's an absence.
Yeah,
it's
because
the best thing in your
when
life isn't available.
When she's there, it's so beautiful, and everything is right, and everything is as it should be, and there's no confusion, and everything is very clear.
Can I ask you, Johnny, what's it like for you? You know, you have these beliefs, and it sounds like you have quite well developed beliefs that you've had for, I'm guessing, for quite a length of time. And as you encounter other people who maybe have different beliefs, or say they don't have any beliefs, or what's it like for you when you start talking to other people about their beliefs?
The sense of no belief is, for me, is a very strange thing. It's almost like I feel like saying, how can you not have a belief? How can you not have a sense? It's quite shocking to me that someone would not have a sense or a belief, because it's so natural for me. It's so normal and everyday in my life, and it's the great thing about my life that lets me live life, lets me really like life and enjoy life and love life, is their input to it.
So you find it's almost inconceivable. It's difficult to imagine. It's very foreign, the idea of not having a belief.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, do you then want to try and introduce that belief to people? Do you get those sort of urges, or do you not?
No, I don't.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just don't feel an urge, or I think it's coming on top of someone too much. It's not my business, really.
Okay.
I think as a Christian you should try to be who you are and let people be who they are.
Okay.
But I don't feel a call to, I don't even feel much of a desire. I don't even really feel a desire that someone would believe. maybe it's tied up too much in the sense of historical evangelization, where people are almost beaten into having to believe. It just feels a bit foreign to me.
Okay. And what about yourself? How did you find your belief, do you think?
Just through prayer, through being introduced to prayer.
Who introduced you to prayer?
Really, it was a family rosary that we used to have. I think that was the most thing that introduced.
So your mom and dad and brothers and sister
together?
Yeah,
not my father, because he wasn't Catholic or anyway, Marian.
So your mom...
My mother and a woman who used to live up the road, Doris, who used to come and visit us and say a rosary with us.
Do you remember what age you were when it started actually meaning something?
About 12, I'd say. First year in school, I'd say.
And do you remember noticing that? Do you remember kind of it becoming meaningful?
Yeah.
Was it a sudden experience? Was it gradual?
It was quite sudden.
Uh-huh. What was that like?
It was exhilarating, and it was freeing. Great sense of freedom and sense of being alive, and sense of something being true, in as much as it seemed a bit like a fairy tale before, and I couldn't relate to it much. A sense of something being true and real and just beautiful and striking, all those sort of adjectives.
Okay. So before, maybe it was like a story just awoke and became real and exciting and exhilarating. And
yeah, it's like a fairy tale was actually true.
Okay, so
because you experienced it and you could say it was true. You could witness that this is true. This is it.
Again, I'm just curious, say around 12, 13, first year of secondary school, I'm guessing probably your peers around you probably weren't having, I mean, I don't know, but probably weren't having experiences like that.
No.
What was it like for you being around peers who maybe had very different views? And did you keep it private? Did you share it?
I wouldn't. It's just other people don't have an interest in prayer normally, so there isn't the opportunity to share it. You'd share it with some people if it comes up in conversation, or, I mean, I go to Mass all the time, so people know I go to Mass and know I'm into that.
Okay,
and when did you start? Wall in the house.
Yeah, when did you start doing that, going to Mass a lot?
My mother used to go to daily Mass.
Okay, so it was normal in your family through
your mom. And I think I went one Lent and just kept going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You developed the habit, but your mum had the habit.
Yeah, she used to go when she was a kid in school. Okay. I only learnt that more recently.
So your mum, maybe just from what you've said so far, was quite a significant kind of in your developing your beliefs. Is that fair to say?
At the time, I wouldn't have thought she was. But on reflecting, she was.
Do you? I mean, it's impossible to say, but do you think your mum's belief is similar to your own? Or different, or is every belief individual and unique? Or
I think, in a way, mine got more developed.
How come?
I think I was just so blown away by it that I just threw everything into it.
Okay, so you really
and in a sense abandoned other things.
Okay.
Because it was just so beautiful.
Okay.
I maybe not abandoned other things, but I threw my whole lot into it because this was it. I found it.
You really went for it. She was into it, but you maybe took it a few steps further, or.
I think I got more of a sense of presence when I prayed, so that I some days I'd give hours to prayer. I might pray for 5 hours and absolutely love it, and not want to be anywhere else. And perhaps that's why the sense of God not showing himself as much is because you just wouldn't want to do anything else, or you wouldn't feel like prayer is so powerful and penetrating that other things seem a bit dull.
Do you think there's ever a danger of getting too much into it?
I think there's a danger that you can go down a bad path in a religious way.
What sort of things would you have noticed or experienced yourself? If at all, anything?
I think you have to take things slowly, because I think you can become proud and judgmental of people if you don't, and you go down the wrong path in that way.
Okay. So here you are today with a strong belief. Where will you go from here? Is it a developmental thing? Will it change over time? Do you think it might come and go?
I think it just gets closer and closer. The sense of, in a way, it's just a desire for heaven, I think. That's what I'm thinking lately. And you really want to be there, because you've been given so much of a glimpse of what is there and who is there, that you really want to be there.
And what is heaven? Where is that? What's that?
It's where those people you love and who love you so dearly are, including those who've gone before you.
And it's where they are, and they're. How's it different to the experience of being alive?
It's just that you're fully alive in every sense. There's no shadow.
Okay. Okay, so it feels like you're getting more lately. It feels like you're getting closer to that.
Or over time, yeah, it develops more and more into that, a desire for heaven.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you want to say, just that springs to mind? It says here movie recording has been stopped automatically.
Oh, okay, we went over 12 minutes.
Oh, that's 12 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I forgot to say that to you. Over 70.